Here we go.
Aha, we are now live.
It looks like we are live. Excellent. Excellent. Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on this, well, at least where I'm sitting, it seems like a pretty beautiful day in the neighborhood here. You are here on Carolina Retirement Planners Happy Half Hour. We come to you live every Thursday at 4:30, bringing you nuggets of entertaining wisdom. I'm Sam Shukavich, and with me, as always, is David Shukavich, the founder and president of Carolina Retirement Planners. And behind the scenes, we have the lovely, incomparable Ms. Amy Dresky, our director of client fun.
Hello.
Hi, Amy.
Hi. Can I just say that I love that you use the word nuggets because I don't know. I love that word. Maybe it makes me think of chicken nuggets, but I don't know. I love it. Or gold nuggets. Even better. Okay, I gotta get to work.
I could go for some chicken nuggets.
I always can eat
but
chicken
I'm
nuggets.
not going to today because of what day it is today.
Yeah, it's burger
So
day.
if this is your first time joining us, there's a few things that you should know. One is that we do stick around to the end because each week we raffle off 2 bottles of wine. Well, hopefully you got your submission in, and if you didn't this week, get it next week. We do give away 2 bottles of wine at every happy half hour. And also we always like to start off by talking about what day it is. Each week there is some kind of, every day there's multiple like national days or international days, and we always like to highlight whatever day it is. And actually there was a lot of really good ones to choose from today, but I think our we had an overwhelming favorite. And Amy,
We did.
Amy, what was that?
Well, I chose National Burger Day. It was a hard one because there were lots of good holidays today, but I mean, who doesn't love a good burger? Because even wait, I'm gonna hop on because nowadays, even if you don't eat meat, they have those like what Impossible burgers or those like aren't they made out of beets or I don't know or something, right? So everybody eats a burger.
There's Impossible burgers, there's black bean burgers, there's all kinds of, no matter what your dietary preferences, there is some kind of burger for you. If you don't eat, I did keto for a while. I got it wrapped in some lettuce, whatever it is a totally adaptable thing, and it is very American to eat a burger.
Wait, I have something I want to ask David. He doesn't even know this is coming at him. Sam, you probably know too, but I think it was maybe in either like the late 80s, 90s, something like that. There was a big thing about like ostrich burgers. Do you remember that?
I had an ostrich burger.
Did you ever try one? Did you eat one? Did you
have
like farms or do you remember?
I had one from, if I don't know if anyone here would remember this place, but there's a place in Ogden that's now Ogden Tap Room, I think, and it used to be Leon's.
I remember Leon's. Yeah,
I had an ostrich burger at Leon's.
They had ostrich burgers.
Well, I used to eat at Leon's
they had a big ostrich egg on the counter when you checked out there. As a child, obviously, I was enamored by the ostrich egg.
Yeah,
and an ostrich burger once.
That's crazy. Like you don't really see that anymore. I'm like, what happened to the ostrich burgers?
I might interject before we talk because someone
you do that. I'm gonna go back over here and work.
Out of the blue, I just want to say what we will talk about in a little while is it's something I never realized and no one talks about, but it's the sneaky way and the reason why the government has now reduced most people's Social Security benefits.
Well, Dad, we're gonna talk about that.
I just wanted to give people the subject so we can finish with the other fancy days, but I'm just getting people, it's good to kind of tell them why they're here why weird.
Well, I'm honestly excited that you both know about ostrich burgers because you don't find those. I mean, what happened to them? Where'd they go? I thought that was going to be like the new thing. Like,
I don't know. I don't know how sustainable like raising ostriches
is
as a practice. But I just want to point out there are a ton of amazing burger options in the area. And actually, I'd love to know what everybody else's favorite burger is that they've had in the Wilmington, Leland, surrounding areas. That would be awesome. So I can go and check out other people's favorite burgers. But if you have not been there, they do get a lot of press. Maybe the best burger in the area is at a gas station on Carolina Beach at Island Burger and Bites. It is absolutely incredible. If you haven't been there, Island Burger and Bites, I'll often get it like a pretty normal style, but if you want, they have candied bacon, they have pimento cheese. It's like wrapped in tin foil. They do have a little deck out there, but sometimes we'll take it to the beach. Sometimes we'll get it after the beach. Awesome place. If you haven't gone there, Island Burger and Bites.
I know what you're talking about. I have been there once. It is good. Yes. At first I'm like, what? No, that is a good
Very
burger.
good.
Yes.
Very good.
You know what? My favorite burger I've ever had, wait, and it's not around anymore, was this place Halligan's. Do you guys remember Halligan's? Halligan's.
No.
It used to be in Lumina Station. And then they had another one that was over by like where the Sienna is, somewhere over wherever. They closed, and then the owner opened up Tavern on 17th, and that was a good
Okay.
burger, but anyway, I've got to go.
I want to just say
talking to me. I
hello
got
to
work to
some
do.
folks who have joined us. We always like to say hi. Kim is here. Kim, it's great to see you again. Dan and Barb are back at their house in the mountains, and want to say hi to you. Randy, thanks for joining us. Fred's good to see you again. Teresa, we all know Teresa, our favorite
That's
Teresa.
my mom.
Yeah, Patrick is here. Wanda is here. Tom, along with Tom, and Brenda, our own Brenda, is joining us. Say hi to Brenda. Jay and Carter are regular attendees. They are here, and Brent is here as well. He is calling in from sunny Maine. So that's just a hi to the people we've logged in so far. But we probably should get going and do something.
All right. Yeah, we can, we'll stop waxing poetic about.
Yeah, someone's got to whip him, get him.
I think
working.
I'm a little hungry right now. I think I'm pretty excited to, when I log off, I'm probably going to have an early dinner tonight.
But we're actually going to talk about whether they're robbing or reducing your OASDI. Now, Sam, do you know what OASDI stands for?
Unfortunately, I do. It is Old Age Survivors and Disability Insurance.
And for some reason, they don't seem to like that name, so we now call it Social Security.
I
That's
wonder
because you
why.
can't say it. Yeah, you can't say it 10 times really fast. That's
Well,
why.
you think
Why
with a
don't
great
they like-
name like
why don't
Old
they like
Age
to call it
Survivor
that?
Disability Insurance, they'd stick with that, but no, they changed. And I want to talk a little bit of the background behind this Social Security and some of the tribulations, but then I want to show you how they've been reducing our benefits, and we really haven't realized that's what exactly they're doing. So, as you all remember, this 1933, this is who? This is FDR, if I recall.
Or 1935 is what you wrote there.
1935. He created Social Security. We showed this a few months ago. And
Did you number this picture, or did it come numbered?
It came that way. It's actually on
Okay.
the Social Security website. You wouldn't believe what's on the everything's there. And we were talking last time how this guy looks so much like the one from Andy. What's the name of that show? Was that North Carolina show? Andy Griffith show. Remember he had, that looks like the barber and Andy Griffith.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it does. You're right.
It does, looks just like him. And
Wait,
so
Floyd,
this
yeah,
time,
Floyd. Yeah, right. Floyd. Wait, what was his name?
Floyd.
Yes.
Looks like, well, this year, what I did is I actually went back and looked up who number 19 was, and that is Samuel Hill. He was a Democrat from Washington State who was also on the House Ways and Means Committee. And so it wasn't Floyd, but contrary to popular belief, he was actually from Washington State. So that was what started it all. Now, the interesting thing is that the Social Security, actually, when they started it, if you go back and look, they were wondering if it's constitutional. They had to go through a lot of stuff to make it work. Apparently, I think FDR had done a Railroad Retirement Act that was kind of like Social Security for railroad workers, but that got shut down, and they managed to go through and compromise and create this. But it had a lot of ups and downs. In the 70s, it was like running out of money, and they started increasing prices. They messed up the inflation calculations. They double dipped. It was about to collapse. They fixed it. But then in the early 80s, they found out the program had exceeded revenues and was anticipated that by July of 1983, it was going to run out of money. And so what happened is Reagan appointed a commission, and it was often called the Greenspan Commission, because this here, let me see if I got a better color for this. This here is Alan Greenspan, who went on to be the chair of the Federal Reserve from 87 to 2006. But he was appointed to figure out what to do, and there was a committee there that put it together. And also, I thought I might point out, because I have a little more on this, everybody remembers Bob Dole, who I think, wasn't he in the Republican candidate for president in like 96? And this is Pat Moynihan, who was a Democrat from New York State. And this is Hines from Pennsylvania, I think a Republican from Pennsylvania. I actually dug in, some of them I actually recognize. But this was the committee that decided what to do. And one of the things they decided to do was to start taxing Social Security.
Wow. This is, I love the old pictures you find. You always find the best. It's really interesting to see this glimpse of history this way.
Oh,
where do you get these? It's always, I'm like, where are you finding these?
Mm-hmm.
They just, they posed,
You used to have some, back in the 80s, you used to have some eyeglasses that looked a lot like those too.
I'm not surprised.
I'm sorry to say that I did, yes.
Based on the pictures.
I may have inspired all that. No, but if you remember, they decided to tax your Social Security, and they still do, and they use a strange thing called combined income. And I'll use a graph, because the graph's a little easier to see. They have this way to calculate the income that I'll mention in a minute. But if you're single and your combined income is less than 25,000 or married less than 32, they do not include or any of your Social Security in the taxes. If you're single between 25 and 34 and married to 32 to 44, they combine up to 50% into it, and then above that it's 85%. And what they do is they'll take like 50% of your Social Security amount and they'll add it to your taxable income. So they essentially tax it. Now, that combined income is pretty much all your adjusted gross income, all the money normally be on the top line of your Social Security, of your tax return, plus non-taxable interest. That's a sneaky way where they counted any muni bonds that you have that are giving you tax-free income. They added that in. They didn't tax it, but they used it to determine if your Social Security was taxed. Plus, they took 1/2 of your Social Security benefits and they put them all into combined income. And they talk about how it goes up to 50 and up to 85. Well, I actually went and fed it all into a calculator because, the engineer in me wondered, how does this really work?
Obviously.
And if this is that base income of 25 or 32, the income above that is taxed like this, and these percentages are added in. So this is how the tax occurs. And actually, this saved Social Security. This and some other things they did. And part of that bill was they also increased your retirement age from 65 up to 67, but they booked that several years in the future, and a couple other things that saved it. What I found interesting too, though, was an article talked about how Dole this was just stalled in Congress. So Dole and Moynihan got together and they put together a last-ditch effort to save it. And they went to the Senate floor to pass it. They actually had a gang of 7, which included Dole, Moynihan, and a bunch of others to make this work. And finally, in April of '83, they got it to pass. And it's kind of interesting because it was a time when, the Republicans and the Democrats did get together to make something work. I kind of wish, that doesn't seem to happen as much as it used to, but that was interesting.
It invokes like a West Side Story. Like they're like,
I was thinking like
walking up on this.
Yeah, I was thinking that like Gangs in New York. You remember that movie? I was like Gangs of 7. They need to make a movie of that. Yeah.
Yeah, you could. There's a movie here, yeah, it was the Moynihan, 3 other members of the Greenspan Commission, and 2 Reagan advisors. They came up with a timetable and all made it work. They made it work. They figured out something everyone could agree on. Now, here's a question. Where did those taxes, at least for the first 50%, go? I always thought, as most people do, that, well, they tax it. They taxed my Social Security, and I thought it went to the general fund. It just got added in with all our other tax money. But that's not true. The Social Security taxes went back into the Social Security Trust Fund where they came from. They didn't spend it in the general, they put it back into the fund. Now, when you sit here and you start thinking about this, what was my next one? When you start thinking about this, if you say, I'm going to tax, well, if you're a fund like the Greenspan Commission, those group of guys there, there's 2 ways you can save Social Security. You can make it last longer. One way is you can increase how much money everybody is taxed on their wages that go in there. And the other way is to reduce the benefits that you give the recipients. Well, tax increases aren't popular. And if Reagan was to say, my fellow Americans, I'm going to announce today that I'm going to cut your benefits for Social Security, people would be mad, okay? But guess what? When they said, what we're going to do is we're going to tax your Social Security, that wasn't, and we had this gap where you're going to tax it. That wasn't popular, but it was a lot more palatable than a benefit cut. But think about it. If I pay you Social Security and then I tax you and take, 15% of it away, or whatever the amount would be for you in your tax bracket, and put it back into Social Security, it was really a benefit deduction. We reduced your benefits, but we call it a tax and it's okay. Brilliant. I mean, that's how they managed to pass this, is instead of calling it a benefit reduction, they made it a tax, and they got it by without nearly the fuss and muss it would have been if we just reduced benefits.
That's
And this is some of the things, this is again off the Social Security website. This is some of the things Reagan said when he signed. He said, this bill demonstrates for all time our nation's ironclad commitment to Social Security. I assure elderly that America will always keep the promise made in troubled times a half century ago. It assures that you are still working, and that for those of you who are still working, that they too have a pact with the future. And our elderly no longer need to fear that the checks they depend on will be stopped or reduced. So this is some of the things they spun it, but it was really a reduction, the checks they will get will be reduced. We won't do that. We're just going to tax it. Put it same thing. God, it's just a brilliant political move. Now, here is the other thing about this. When they did this $32,000 limit for a married couple has not changed since like 1984.
So fewer people were affected by these taxes.
Fewer people
Right.
were affected. Because one, I did this little tax calculator or this little inflation calculator, and it allows me to go back and say, if I had $32,000 then, what would it be in today's dollars? It would be 95,000. And also, you got to remember, Social Security was a lot less than too. There wasn't as much. So you can see today, if you had instead of 32,000, where we started taxing a couple's money, or 25 for a single, it was more like 95. We'd have a lot less people. We'd only be reducing benefits for the richer people, and the average Joe would not have their benefits reduced. But that's not true anymore. The other thing about this is, if you go back to my graph, as we tax your Social Security and bring it back in, the amount you're paying, the amount of tax you're paying on the part they're taxing you is going up. The higher your income, you go from 10% to 12% to 22 to 24 to 32. So we may actually be taxing, you're actually getting a bigger reduction in your benefit because you're earning more and in a higher tax bracket. So I just found this such an interesting point that no one talks about when it comes to let's see. Now, what do we have to worry about now? This again is off the Social Security site, and it says that basically we're expected to run out of money completely in the trust fund by about 2035. When that occurs, 75, we'll only be bringing enough money in to pay 75% of the benefits you're being promised now. And so we hope that somebody else in Congress figures out a solution and makes this work. The other interesting thing I found on this Social Security site is the increase in cost results from an aging population. But it isn't because we're living longer. It's basically because the birth rate has dropped. We only have 2 instead of 3 children per woman. I guess that's how you would figure it, but that's how they figure it. We've reduced our birth rate, so we have fewer people who are young and paying into the system, and that is one of the things that's reducing it. So, just a little thing when you think about that tax on your Social Security, it's not really a tax. They're reducing your benefit. And by the way, if you look at the way it's working, if you were, for instance, a single person bringing in, if you were earning a lot of money the last few years, you'd be making about 40 grand a year. That's the max Social Security. Half of that is 20. And remember, they start taxing yours at 25,000. So all you could earn in a pension or dividends or anything else a year is $5,000 before it's taxed. We're about at the point where just about the middle class is now being taxed, like it or not. It's just happening. So anyway, that's enough of this. I might remind everyone once again. Oh, I have a giveaway I'll give you in a moment, but I want to remind everyone, especially if you're a guest and you have a question of your own, want to answer it, or you want a second opinion, you can call our office at 815-3100. You can go to the carolina15.com and book a meeting directly, or you drop us an email for us to get together. And We also, as we usually do, have a giveaway, and this is what, when, who, how, the Social Security decisions. If you haven't started yours and you want some help making decisions, this can help. We also have a really great calculator. Most of you who have worked with us know we'll run you through Social Security, say what age, especially if you're married, there's ages, one should start and one should wait. We can run those numbers. So that's some more here. Okay.
That is a good book. And we actually have like the book of that Social Security. So I like that one. I'm a personal fan of that.
I think we may still have them. We just have to find them there in our pile of information we give out. So it's just great to, that's what I know. And I see we've got some others. Matt has joined us, Brent, Eric, and he says America, he has Andy's on Long Beach Road, has amazing burgers. Phil says hi. Someone, Sandy Robinson, I know that name. She has chipped in too. Wanda says the Angus Grill has great burgers in Leland. Brad, and so anyway, hi to everybody. So what's next?
Wait, before we do the wine drawing, one of the things I said is that I would go over I had everybody tell us their favorite burger toppings, and I just wanted to really quickly, I'll just go through the top ones. By far, onions were the favorite burger topping. We had with five, actually that would make it six people with onions as their favorite topping. The next would be mayonnaise with 4, mushrooms is 3, and then different types of cheese, and kind of went down from there. But I just thought that was kind of interesting, so put it in there.
And Amy, the wine we give away each week, where is it from?
Oh, it's from Fermental. I love them. Yeah.
Fermental has moved to the Cargo District, and I just saw that they have a band there this Saturday night at 7:00. It's an Irish band, a local Irish band that are a lot of fun. So you may want to look them up and see if you can show up for that. Came across Facebook last night.
Oh, I didn't know that they were opening yet.
Wait, not quite yet. I think this weekend is their first opening. I also want to say, I know there has been some concerns about parking. My friend, one of my friends lives like 2 blocks from there, and she does say that like their actual on-site parking is, they don't have many spaces. However,
Oh, there is that lot that's like half a block away.
Yes, and she said there's tons of on-street parking down the street that's not paid, and it's in a great area. And I love her. She's an old-time like radio DJ friend, and she's like, you can walk there. She's like, I walk it all the time, and it's safe and it's good. So feel good. You can go there, and it's you'll be fine.
It's going to be a really funky area
Yeah.
here.
This weekend, we went to Cheese Smith. Neil goes there a lot because it's near his work. I've never been to Cheese Smith before, and I had an excellent grilled cheese. And they just opened Bull City Cider, a Durham cider brewery, cidery. Just opened over there too. So there's there's all kinds of cool stuff over in that area.
Everybody talks about that cheese place. I just can't spend $15 for a grilled cheese. I'm like, I could do that here for like 50 cents. What?
It was really good.
It's the Polish brain. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
It was really good.
I know. Okay, wait, I get back over here. I hear that everybody tells me. Maybe
give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, we're going to be raffling off 2 bottles of wine delivered directly to your door from Fermental Bottle Shop, about to have their grand reopening in the Cargo District. And to enter each week, all you have to do is, if you're on Facebook, we have a little event, and you just click, yes, I'm going. And if you are on our email list, we'll send out an email letting you know what our topic is. Just respond to that email and let us know that you want to be entered into the wine drawing, or, let us know what your favorite burger topping is, whatever it may be that week. And we'll get you entered in. And our winner this week, got 2.
Wait, drum roll.
It's Paula and Jeff C.
Well,
So
congratulations,
Yay,
Paula and Jeff.
congratulations.
congratulations, Paula and Jeff. You are our wine winners.
Wonderful. Congratulations. I have an
And-
announcement. Wait,
and
I know
Patrick-
I don't, but congratulations. We said this last week that we were going to have another set of tax classes in Leland. One is already full. We're done. So I believe the only date that we have a couple seats left is September 8th. So if you would like to attend just let me know and I will send me an email. If you're on here, everybody has my email. Just let me know and I will
For
see
some
if I can-
reason, paying less in taxes is a popular subject.
It is
you know,
great. If anybody that is on was there last night, I mean, we're not exaggerating. It is full. It's done. We have waiting lists. So we only have a few seats left for the one in September. The other one in September in the Leland Brunswick Community College is already full. So I'm sorry.
And when I mentioned the Irish band, apparently it triggered Patrick to ask me
Yeah.
if I'm wearing my kilt. However, Patrick, a kilt is Scottish.
Ah,
Irishmen like us Lithuanians usually keep our pants on. So, bagpipes.
But you're not afraid to wear pink.
So,
pink is great. I love you in pink. I like it. It's good color. This is
Yeah,
my
it is.
burger
It is.
shirt.
I
I
got-
felt like it looked like kind of like burgers, even though it's not. Oh,
I
so
like that.
okay. I was stretching. I don't have a burger shirt. So
All right.
with
Oh,
that, everyone,
Didn't finish it. Cheers, everyone. See you next week.
bye-bye.
Bye.